I want to welcome everybody to this demonstration. Do you think Miss Christine was being honest about Nolan Wells' friends? Salute to the chat. Salute to the replay gang. Salute to all of my moderators. Now, as I promised, I would make a demonstration. I would do a demonstration covering this topic because there has been a lot of people that have been voicing their opinion when it comes to Miss Christine and the way how she handles uh, or the way how she handled these questions pertaining to Nolan's friends. So, replay gang, weigh in on this. Everybody in my chat, let's go. Now, Miss Christine has been, questioned about when she made comments pertaining to Nolan Wells' friends. Now, I'm going to give you all my perspective. I'm going to tell you what I heard, and then I'm going to take y'all perspectives, and y'all tell me what y'all heard. Now, when she mentioned about the first time that she was questioned, or the first time that she mentioned anything about these group of Nolan friends, she was talking about Tristan. She said she didn't know Tristan. After that, that's when the twisted narrative started. How she say that she didn't know the friends when, she just said this about Warren. Well, if you backtrack it, she never mentioned anything about not knowing Warren. I mean, it would be a bold-faced lie if she did say she didn't know Warren when in this interview right here, she's going to tell you all that she talked to Warren. So I know for a fact when she mentioned that she didn't know Nolan, or when she mentioned that they wasn't Nolan friends, she was talking about Tristan. But let's hear Miss Christine, and she's going to talk about this conversation that she had with Warren.
360 says that he's on land, and he was like, well, no, I mean, when we have his phone. And I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like, okay. Because at that point, you're telling me, this is coming from Warren, don't worry about it. We're going to find him. It's going to be okay. Don't tell me not to worry. This is my child, my flesh and blood that I brought into this world. And you're telling
me. Now, it's two things that I want to cover right here. The first was that, once again, Warren he's a slickster. Warren knows how to flip things. See, Warren tried to get us to believe that when he called Miss Christine, that was one of the things that he let Miss Christine know from the beginning, is that he had, or they had, Nolan's phone. No, that was after Miss Christine mentioned the 360, the tracking that they put on it. Then you said, we got Nolan's phone. That was after. So let's not try to run with this narrative. See, with Warren, he likes to do this. He likes to do all the talking. And he likes to silence everybody. He want to silence everybody. So in his interview, he had us to believe that Miss Christine didn't say nothing in this conversation, that he was doing all the talking. Because once again, when you listen to Warren, Warren always talks about himself. When you listen to Warren, when he talks about Nolan, he never mentioned anything about what Nolan has to say. He's always doing the talking. So in this, he had us to believe that Miss Christine wasn't saying nothing, as if he just straight out told Miss Christine, hey, by the way, I got Nolan's phone. No, you said that y'all had Warren's phone. You said that you had Nolan's phone. My bad. You said that you had Nolan's phone after the fact that Miss Christine told you that she had the 360 tracking device on it. Why did she have to tell y'all that? right? Secondly, what I say when it comes to Warren, he wants to dictate everything. Like she said, he's telling her, don't worry about it. We got this. That's her son. That's her son. So how dare you try to take everything from Nolan's mom? You take her grieving. You take her feelings. You take everything from Nolan's mom, and it's placed on your lap. It's placed in your lap. You gonna run the show. That's not how this thing work. That's not how this thing work. But let me get back to the complete clip, y'all.
360 says that he's on land, and he was like, well, no, I mean, well, we have his phone. And I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like, okay. Because at that point, you're telling me, this is coming from Warren, don't worry about it. We're going to find him. It's going to be okay. Don't tell me not to worry. This is my child, my flesh and blood that I brought into this world. And you're telling me not to worry. Absolutely not. So then it was after the phone call ended, of course, asking him for information. What was he wearing? He was like, last seen, Northwest tip, black shorts, sunglasses.
Stay right there. Stay right there. This is what she's saying you said. But I think Nolan, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, Nolan was found with blue shorts on. But y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. All right. Here we go. He didn't take anything from her. He was just given the floor. So what do you expect? Stop right there, Justin. Stop right there. I'm not talking about the interview. I'm talking about the phone call. And let's try to stay on course. And let's stay right in the lane that is at hand. I'm not talking about the phone call. Let's go back. Even though, I'm not talking about the interview. Even though in the interview we could see it. But let's dissect this phone call from Miss Christine and Warren. She said that Warren said, don't worry about it. We're going to find him. That's taken from his mom. How do we know it's trying to take from his mom? His mom says it. His mom is saying it. His mom is telling us to him, you don't tell me not to worry about my child. See, we can nip it in the bud if we focus in on what the mom says. And if we don't try to put our perspective in it, let's focus in on what Mom Duke says took place. I'll wait.
Brought into this world, and you're telling me not to worry. Absolutely not. So then it was after the phone call ended, of course, asking him for information. What was he wearing? He was like, last seen, Northwest tip, black shorts, sunglasses. That's important. Before getting off the phone with Warren, he was like, hey, I know some people at Coast Guard. I said, okay. He's like, I'm gonna call Coast Guard, you call DMR. 360 says that he's
So he had us also believe. See, he left out all of this. He left out the conversation that he had with Miss Christine. See, he had us believing that it was just him. Okay, I'm going to call Coast Guard because he knows some people there. Stop right there. Stop right there. He knows some people at Coast Guard. But why didn't they reach out to Coast Guard at first? Why did they reach out to Cito? See, this is the mom. This is the mom giving you her conversation with Warren. Notice Warren left out the mom in his conversation. According to Warren, Miss Christine ain't say nothing. He didn't tell us all of this. they were worried friends. I believe they had everything under control. Stop right there. In a child's life, his parents are first. His parents are first. The friends, the homies, the girlfriends, they're second, third, fourth. The parents, the mom and dad, they lead the charge. The mom and dad. So whether they were worried friends or not, you still can't take and try to run the show away from his parents. Warren is trying to take over. Facts. Nolan Wells had on blue and gray, but he said black. See? He said black. He left it out on purpose. See? It's the reason why he ain't say what Miss Christine. And if you notice, when Miss Christine say she talked to Warren, he called her by Miss Christine. He called her Christine. I see you, Latasha. Hey, baby. I see you, Becca. Hold up, y'all. Shirley says he wants everybody to believe his story. That's why he called them first and informed them not to worry. Mom is the judge. She had everything under control as well. Process. I love it when you guys speak. Get a load to what Justin has to say. Get a load to what Justin has to say. I just love it. I love it when you guys speak because y'all just make it so much easy. Get a load to this. Get a load to this. That's why he called them first and informed them not to worry. Mom is the judge. She had everything under control. You can't make this up. Help us better understand, because I don't want to put words in your mouth. Help us better understand, what do you mean by the mom is the judge? She had everything under control. See, it's right there, y'all. It's right there. And I'm sure she did have everything under control. But Nolan is not the judge's son. The judge don't have the same feelings, compassion, and everything else when it comes to that Nolan's mom has. But this is how they think. We got this under control. We got this. And allegedly, that's why we're where we're at now. Because certain folks had everything under control. People had things under control. And that's why Miss Christine felt as though I ain't getting the answers that I'm looking for. And that's why she brought in help to help her. It's right there. Yes, Warren was quarterbacking the whole time. And on the pictures, if it's anybody that we saw that were drunk, see, in the pictures that we see of Nolan, we don't see Nolan drunk. But in them pictures, in them videos, we see Warren drunk. Latasha says she had everything under control except her kids. How could you contradict that, sir, when her son was and is sick behind losing his best friend? I feel so sorry for Warren. My goodness. You got that right to feel sorry for Warren. But I don't think that Warren is the only one hurt. So what we're supposed to do, riddle me this, Riddler. Riddle me this, Riddler. Whose feelings is more important? Nolan's mom, Miss Christine, or Warren? See, we supposed to forget what Nolan's mom is going through. And everything is supposed to be about these Ocean Springs finest. And we got to cater to them. Once again, y'all, this is white culture at its finest. Hey, Shankrock, I don't even got to do a demonstration on white culture. All you got to do is put white culture with this situation. This is white culture at its finest. I'm going to run Miss Christine clip back one more time, and then we're going to move on. Right, Shank? Miss Christine Wells Wansley and Mr. Elmore Wansley. And okay, I don't know what that meant. Never take away from her, absolutely not. Nolan's mom can't go implying or accusing innocent people did a crime, though. Can you send me the clip where Nolan Wells' mom accused Warren? Let's just start with Warren. Can anybody show me a clip where Nolan Wells' mom accused Warren of committing a crime? Anybody? She never implied, she never accused Warren or any of the others that were there of committing a crime. Could nobody be sicker than Nolan's mom? Excuse me, y'all. That boy, man, has a messed up mind to even let it come out of his mouth to tell Nolan's mom not to be worried. See, in white culture, they can tell the moms and the women, we got this. Don't worry about it. Go sit down. We got this. We got everything under control. This was a part of women's rights. This what women's rights were and still is about. Because in white culture, it's them that's always fighting for their role. Because in white culture, they are way down here. When you imply an innocent person did a crime, then you started the war. Show me the video clip. And this is why I'm doing this demonstration. I'm doing this demonstration for everybody that feels this type of way about Miss Christine. Let's dissect it. Let's bring some receipts. Y'all got my undivided attention. Bring me a receipt where Miss Christine implied an innocent person did a crime. Just by posting the picture with Warren, Nolan, Morgan, and I think Jax, just by posting that on social media, that's not implying that anybody did anything to Nolan. She just posted that picture. These were the last ones that was with my son. Warren feels bad because he knows what happened to Nolan, and may he never rest until he comes clean. That goes out to all the so-called friends. If you would like to support the channel by way of membership, super stickers, or super chats, just click on the $ symbol. She didn't. He is sick because he is guilty. Nolan's mom is hurt, and real friend would have never left his friend stranded on an island with no phone and no way home. That's facts. That's facts. The clip, her lawyer invoked the bad history from day one as if they applied here. Let me get my chat involved and let me get my replay gang involved. Because Ben Crump spoke on Mississippi's racist history, is that implying that Warren, Jacks, Morgan, and others, is that implying that they committed a crime? When you hear Ben Crump and others speak on Mississippi's racist history, we're all speaking about how these unalivings, when it comes to black men, women, and children, the families never get justice. So when we speak on Mississippi's bad history, we're speaking on the corrupted system. Warren, Morgan, Jacks, Bart, Wyatt, and everybody else that was on them boats, they're not a part of Mississippi's racist system. See, it's the system that Ben Crump spoke out against. It's the system myself and others are speaking out against when we talk about Mississippi's racist history. Nobody implied, nobody accused Warren and them of taking Nolan's life. In Jesus' name, I pray. Why you say accusing innocent people? Can you show proof that they are innocent? There you go, Virgo Pink. Show us some proof that they're innocent. Absolutely, do we still not have it under control? And that's where we're coming from. That's all. Ben Crump invoked the bad history of Mississippi at the get-go, and he had no evidence. He has a lot of evidence about Mississippi's racist history. Who don't have evidence about Mississippi's racist history? Let's just stay right there. He's speaking on Mississippi's history of the deaths of black men, black women, black children going unsolved. Even in many of the cases, you have witnesses, you have confessions, you have evidence. But Mississippi's history of solving these cases, Mississippi's history of giving black folks justice is exactly what Ben Crump is saying. Mississippi's history. He ain't say Warren. He ain't say Wyatt. He ain't say Bart. He ain't say the Friends committed a crime. He didn't say the Friends did this to Nolan Wells. Come on, let's be mature. Let's be grown. Let's be grown. If we're going to be an umpire, you know we got to call the balls as well as the strikes. We can't be one-sided. All right? Those YT boys are playing victim and want sympathy. They are using their YT privilege. However, they and many like them don't care what Nolan's parents are going through. Exactly. Nolan's mom never accused anyone of unaliving her son. She said she just wanted to know what happened. She has that right. That's facts. V-Note says she was wrong. I see you, J-Bone. I see you, the brighter view. Stranded. Miss Christine Wells Wansley, all I want to know what happened to my son. She posted the picture to show he was out at the island with his friends. If there wasn't hiding stuff, they wouldn't feel anything was mean or assuming about the picture. That's facts. What they say, y'all, a hit dog gonna holler. I didn't say it. That saying been around for ages. A hit dog is gonna holler. Yes, it's not 1960. Mississippi needs no help invoking racism. Facts. Facts. And if you would like to support the channel by way of a cash donation, my cash app is $ERICMCINT. No accidents. Ocean Springs, Mississippi does not have a racial system. Ocean Springs might not have a racist system. However, Mississippi, the state of Mississippi, Ocean Springs happened to be in the state of Mississippi. He didn't mention Ocean Springs. See, y'all making it so easy for me. Yeah, y'all really making this easy for me. I don't even got to do no homework. He never said Ocean Springs. We never said Ocean Springs have a history of a racist system. We said the state of Mississippi has a history of racism and a racist system. Ocean Springs just happens to be in the state of Mississippi. Now, if Ocean Springs aren't racist, if Ocean Springs doesn't belong to Mississippi's racist system, then we're expecting for Ocean Springs to do the right thing in the Nolan Wells case. Show us. Ocean Springs has the whole world zooming in on them. So Ocean Springs, show us, show the world that you do not belong to Mississippi's racist system. To all you black on here, you're pathetic. Why aren't you investigating the 3 black kids that hung out with him when he was there at 6 p.m.? Maybe the mother unalived them too. I don't trust the mother. Come on, PK. PK, don't do this to yourself, PK. Don't do this to yourself, PK. Why aren't you investigating the 3 black kids that hung out with him when he was there to 6 p.m.? What 3 black kids? When did that come out? The last time I checked, allegedly there were 2 witnesses saying that they saw Nolan around 6 p.m. and he was drunk. Where does these 3 black kids around 6 come into play? System or the 3 YT boys? I see you, Peaches, Donna. Ocean Springs, Mississippi isn't like the bad historical other areas of Mississippi. We waiting for Ocean Springs to prove us wrong. PK, I'm black and I'm far from pathetic, so he who cast the first stone. Are you kidding? Crump came right out and said they did it. PK is a troll. You should go to someone else's page instead of being here spewing hatred and nonsense. Y'all say Mississippi, the Gulf Coast isn't like the other bad historical parts of Mississippi. The system on the Gulf Coast isn't racist. Well, prove us wrong. Ocean Spring, prove us wrong. Appreciate this super chat. Too cool. They had the phone. Mom calls around 8. They had the phone. Mom called again. They had the phone. 11:07. Warren calls the mom thinking, and I'm so glad you put that up there. They had the phone. Mom called around 8. They had the phone. Why Warren? Why nobody mentioned to Mom Dukes at 8 o'clock they had the phone? Mom called again. They had the phone. See, once again, Warren is leaving out crucial details. He's leaving it out on purpose. See, once again, if you're going to call the balls, you got to call the strikes. See, he leave out all of this to make you think, well, Warren called the mom. Warren was the first one that called the mom, and Warren told the mom that he had the phone, but Warren left out all of this right here. See, this is why I always say, for me, It's not three sides of every story. It's two sides. It's two sides of every story. And as we see in Warren's case, the person that's wrong, the person that's lying, the person that's guilty, they always leave out crucial details in their side. I'll give y'all a prime example. Joe owes me $500, right? He owed me $500. Now, it's true, Joe have gave me money from time to time. It's true, Joe has lent me money from time to time. I paid Joe his money back. It's times that I've gave Joe money. It's times that I've lent Joe money, right? But on this particular time, Joe comes to me and Joe says, Shank, I need $500. I'll pay the $500 back to you in 1 week. It's my last. Okay, I could let you hold the $500 because you saying you're going to pay it back to me in a week. Okay, so I'm going to take $500 out of my bill money. But I need this $500 back. I got you, Shank. I got you back. I got you back. I'm going to pay it back to you in a week. Now, when the story hits the fan, Joe, he leaves out all those details that I gave y'all. And he says, I don't know why Shank tripping off of that $500. All them times I gave Shank money. And this is the prime example. This is the prime example. But let me get back to Miss Christine.
360 says that he's on land, and he was like, well, no, I mean, well, we have his phone. And I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like, okay. Because at that point, you're telling me, this is coming from Warren, don't worry about it. We're going to find him. It's going to be okay. Don't tell me not to worry. This is my child, my flesh and blood that I brought into this world. And you're telling me not to worry. Absolutely not. So then it was after the phone call ended, of course, asking him for information. What was he wearing? He was like, last seen, Northwest tip, black shorts, sunglasses. That's important. Before getting off the phone with Warren, he was like, hey, I know some people at Coast Guard. I said, okay. He's like, I'm going to call Coast Guard. You call DMR. 360 says that he's on land. And he was like, well, no, I mean, well, we have his phone.
Appreciate the super chat. Too cool. Why did he tell the mom, don't worry, we are going to find him? Again, who said Nolan was missing unless you know for a fact he was not coming home? Bingo. Bingo. Here's another clip from Mom Dukes.
So I'm in the kitchen. My phone rings. Now, this is probably like early 11 o'clock, somewhere around there. Phone rings when I make it back to the phone, and I'm like, whose number is this? Because, we get weird phone calls sometimes. They didn't leave a message. Number pops back up. I pick up the phone because it says maybe Warren. And I'm like...
So what she's saying is maybe that caller ID said Warren name. She's saying maybe it said Warren. She's not too sure. But let's get back. Appreciate the super sticker, Peaches. Appreciate the super sticker.
So I'm in the kitchen. My phone rings. Now, this is probably like early 11 o'clock, somewhere around there. Phone rings when I make it back to the phone, and I'm like, whose number is this? Because, we get weird phone calls sometimes. They didn't leave a message. Number pops back up. I pick up the phone because it says maybe Warren. And I'm like, Warren? So this is 11:07. That's per my cell phone records. So I answered the phone. And he's like, hey, Miss Christine, have you seen or talked to Nolan? I said, no. Why? He should be with you guys. And he said, oh, no, well, when we went to the island, there was a girl named Katie that he met, and he had decided to stay behind. And I said, what? Because we know our child. And Nolan isn't one to be like, oh, well, I'm just going to throw caution to the wind, and I'm going to stay here with this girl that I just met. So I'm in the kitchen. My phone rings. Now, this is probably like 11.
And when you look at Nolan, you see a goofy kind of guy. She's telling y'all. She's telling. My son wouldn't have done that. Javon even says that. See? But see, Warren, he left out crucial details. He left out all of this that Miss Christine had to say. Why? Why do y'all think he left out? How many times a friend of yours or a friend of mine, and it could have been a male or a female, how many times have a friend of ours or even a family member came to us about their husband, their wife, their boyfriend, or their girlfriend? And they tell us all these things about their significant other. But they leave out crucial details. They leave out their part. Now, I'm not saying all relationships are like that, but y'all get the point. People will come to you and they're going to tell you one side. Appreciate this, Roger Lee. We stand spiritually united over here. Appreciate that. They're going to leave out crucial details. I seen it before. A female went and got her brother to come and fight her boyfriend because the boyfriend just grabbed her up, shook her a little bit, told her to go about your business. And the sister went and told the brother, he put his hands on me, he hit me. What we going to do when our sisters come to us and tell us a boyfriend or any man puts their hand on our sisters? Here we come, we coming regardless. But the sister left out how she was disrespecting this man, hitting on this man, taking this man's money, then keyed up the man's car. The man working hard. The man got 2 jobs providing. And she leaves out all of this. She done hit the man upside the head several times. Man walk off. But the one incident that the man grabbed her and say, look, man, stop putting your hands on me. Push it to the side. She go get her brother, and here comes her brother. And that situation can end in one or the other. The brother ends up harming the boyfriend, or the boyfriend ends up harming the brother. Warren is only giving us partial. He's only giving us a fraction. I hope you know, Warren and the rest of you guys, we did go to school and we did learn fractions. Quarter, 3/4, a half, a whole. Please go back to school and learn fractions. Please don't give us 3/4. Please give us the whole. Stop telling us what you want us to know. Stop giving us, you know what I mean, Doreen? I'm real. See, at times you gotta laugh because they make it seem like we don't know nothing. We don't know nothing. Give us the whole fraction. Vino says fractions. I appreciate this too cool. Why is Warren hand all over this? Why is he doing all the talking for everyone? Why did he say it's normal to ride out and back with different people? Didn't he say that? Didn't he say that? Keep on talking, Warren. See, from the very beginning, Warren was setting the stage. From the very beginning, Warren was setting the stage. When he told Miss Christine, don't worry, we got it. We got everything under control. Don't worry. Her son is missing. Y'all don't know where her son is. What's she supposed to do? Wait 24 hours? What's she supposed to do? Wait 48 hours? What's she supposed to do? Wait 72 hours? See, that's why it lets me know that Miss Christine is a caring mom. That's how you can tell that Miss Christine, regardless of what people say foul about her, that lets you know she's a caring mom. Immediately, her mother's instinct kicked in. And unless you are a mother, you don't know a mother's instinct. And every mom in my chat and every mom that's on my replay gang know exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to a mother's instinct. Her mother's instinct immediately kicked in. My baby, where's my baby? Oh my God, something that happened to my baby. Warren, you wouldn't know that. You wouldn't understand that, Warren. You're not a mother. You're not a mother. Let me grab another one.
11 o'clock, somewhere around there. Weigh in on what threats have you and your family experienced? So there have been a big smear campaign, just not only professionally, but personally for me. And they attacked your nursing license. Yes. So it started out with 1-star reviews of people saying they saw me. My office verified that these were incorrect. And then it went so much as to someone contacted the board of nursing. And then that opened the investigation for the professional misconduct. There was no evidence presented for that claim. No, I get it. Do what you have to do because I know who I am. I know what kind of care I give to my patients. I know the relationship that we have. These attacks are not going to, it's not going to break me. Weigh in on what threats have you?
Miss Christine, her testimony, her struggle, when they ask the power of God, when they talk about if God is for you, who can be against you, put Miss Christine picture right there. Put Miss Christine's picture right there when they say, if God is for you, who can be against you? When they say, look at God, put Miss Christina's picture there. When they say, won't God do it? Put Miss Christine's picture there. I can really drop the mic in this demonstration. But see, and I want y'all to, for those that really didn't get what I be saying when I be talking about the people in my bushes. Now y'all see how I dedicated this demonstration. Because y'all notice, when I be doing demonstrations, they always attack Miss Christine. Why do y'all think they be attacking Miss Christine in my chat when I be doing my demonstrations? That's called trolling. They're trolling me to get me to disrupt what I got going on. Because see, I got to take time out to address those that are attacking Miss Christine. Now, this demonstration is for those people that have an issue with Miss Christine. Where they at, y'all? Where they at? A couple of them started out until I respectfully explained to them they ain't been back. Where are those people that have a problem with Miss Christine? Come on out of the bushes. See, they too scared. Y'all scared to come out of my bushes. Talk to me. This is who this demonstration is for. Where y'all at? I'll say it again. The only reason why folks are attacking Miss Christine is because they are trolling, not just on my platform and everybody's platform. See, this is a strategic chess move. This is a strategic move. Trolling is very strategic because when they troll, they hoping that they're going to disrupt your demonstration. I love proving my point. Appreciate the super chat, too cool. Mothers know their kids. Remember back when you were a child and your mom would know you did something and all you thinking was who told her? Nobody. Facts. You after you get off punishment, you run into your friend's house. Yo, why you tell my mother? You trying to figure out who it was that told Mom Dukes? Nobody told Mom Dukes. Mom Dukes knows her child. Mom Dukes know her child. All right, V-Note. My goodness, how has the racist history of Mississippi missed anyone? The history has been so, I can't pronounce that it has practically dead everyone to ignore it. Facts. My heart is with Nolan's family and everyone that supports the right side of justice. Come on up, V-Note. And it's just going to be me and you, V-Note. I want to have a one-on-one conversation with you, V-Note. They lied to the black community for a GoFundMe. Come on up, V-Note. Just V-Note. Me and you, V-Note. Now they lying to the black community for a GoFundMe. Come on, man. Stop it, V-Note. Stop it, V-Note. I'll wait for V-Note to join me. V-Note, talk to me.
What did I do? Oh, did you good this morning?
Yes, sir. How you doing, young man?
All right, all right. Now, what I'm saying is that I don't like how they letting Ben Crump and Al Sharpton lead this situation, and they started off leading it with lies to be able to capture the black community at first, to be able to get the story out there, to make the story a like a fire topic. But it started out with lies, and on top of that, I think that's why she getting a lot of pushback in the area is because of the racial factor. And I don't think that the racial factor has anything to do with this particular subject, but I think that's why she's getting pushed back by probably whoever doing whatever doing whatever they're doing to her as far as sending those messages to her job or doing whatever she's doing because of being crumping out Sharpton. Dividing what that community or what black people and white people done built up in certain areas. And now
Okay, let's
now
go
it's
ahead.
coming down to now it's coming down and the conversation is black people is telling their kids they can't hang with white people or hang with their white friends no more.
What year you was born in? 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000?
80s.
All right. So you pretty much been around before social media. So you've been around. Okay. So let me just address the last part that you said as far as black parents, black people teaching their children or telling their children to be careful when they hang with white friends. This has always been in our community. This ain't nothing new.
Nah, they not even letting the kids even hang with the white kids no more. Like now it's like, nah, you don't need to be hanging out with them. And now that type, not saying that, people gonna hang with who they hang with, parents gonna feel like how they feel about certain people, but don't you think that that's holding black people back once again? Like, is that another thing that keep us stagnant within America after all the struggles that we done got to be in the position that we in right now?
No, I don't think that is holding black people back. I think that is helping prevent black people from losing their lives. So I don't think that that's holding black people back because see what happened was, let's go back to the plantation days. What happened was when the house Negroes, when they got in the big house with master, they thought that quote unquote they wasn't slaves no more, or they thought that they were better slaves than those slaves that were out in the field. And so they thought that master would take it a little easy on them and their children. So they forgot their ways. They forgot the ways of being a field ninja. And this is what happens. And this is what has been happening over the years. And it always show us, even back in the 80s. Y'all remember back in the 80s when black folks would go to these YT schools and get these educations and quote unquote become successful. As Kanye said, even if you are driving a Lexus coupe, you're still a ninja in a suit. So when we get amongst these YT people, we get comfortable because we don't think that they would do the things to us that black people would do to us. And so that's all that is doing. It's just preparing black people and it's putting black people on point. Don't get around these YT people and think that you don't have to be cautious. So to answer your question, no, I don't think that's setting us back.
Well, with Nolan was in a position, it looked like Nolan was real cool with these people. They got pictures of him. He
Okay,
seemed like he's the type of kid that hang out with white people. You know, we got black kids that hang, you know, that's real cool with white people. They friends. They do a lot. They got each other backs and stuff like that. So that's what I'm saying. He felt comfortable to allow himself to be in a situation, and I'm pretty sure that uh with his friendships with certain type of families that they would have been able to help him out further. And like, cause the way that they, cause the way that they painting him, saying that he was a good kid, he always helped people. I'm pretty sure that white people used to help him out in his life. So why would he be like, nah, I ain't fucking with no white people?
Okay. Now, Ben Crump literally got white people on his legal team. So we know that it's not that Ben Crump hates white people. We see this, and I'm glad that we having this conversation because even as Shawana says, I had white cousins in real life. So you think I'm not going around my family. All whites are not evil people. So, but see, the picture that they're trying to paint is that Ben Crump, along with others, are trying to make an attack on white people. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying in the Nolan Wells case, we're saying that foul play is suspected. We're saying that those YT people, Warren, I'm definitely going to say Warren is moving foul. Appreciate the
Now,
super chat. Too Cool says, Vino, you are missing the point. You missing the point.
so what's the point? If the point is that, like how Ben Crump had framed it, it was three white boys with a black kid, and they came back without him. Is the point is that we gotta, as far as the three white kids that was with him, because he didn't come back with them.
All right, stay right there. Now, if it was three black kids with him, and Ben Crump said that, he went out on this island with his peers, everybody is black, and he went out on this island. Do you think that do you think Ben Crump would be catching the heat that he's catching if they were black kids that went out there on that island with him?
I think in the year 2026 that white people are not intentionally being racist towards black people. So you're saying that because I seen the story or like the little thought that went out to say, well, if it was three black kids and it was one white boy, they would have towed through the whole town. They would have ran in everybody's house. They would have checked everything. And I don't think they would do that in the year 2026. So we gonna have situations where uh, black people done killed white people, and they
All
just
right,
didn't run through the whole town and just blame everybody black, like the same
stay
way that
right
they're
there.
doing right now with the white people.
Stay right there. Appreciate this super chat. Too Cool says Crump strike fear when he walks into the room. Stay right there. Now let's do this. Let's just do this, y'all. Let's focus in on the Nolan Wells case. Let's don't focus on no other white people, no other black people. Let's just focus on the Nolan Wells case. Sheriff said no foul play 1 hour after body found. Facts. And let's
But
focus
he
on.
still, hold on. But the sheriff still said that it's still a full investigation that have to be done. That's what I'm saying. They telling the black community half truths. And that's what got everybody in a conspiracy theory because it's half truths coming out. So when the cop or when the sheriff come out and say, well, we don't suspect foul play. We think it's a drowning. That's because I'm pretty sure they done seen a lot of bodies that done drowned in the area. I'm pretty sure they looking at particular signs. They looking at particular things from their, from their studies.
All
Now,
right.
he also said that it's still a full investigation going on, and for Ben Crump to put it out there like, yeah, we really can't trust these people. Don't you think that is uh, not being truthful?
No.
Okay, so you're saying that is being truthful when I don't get how that's being truthful if that's not exactly what the sheriff said.
Stay right there. Stay right there. All right, stay right there. Let's take Ben Crump off the table. Let's take all the black people off the table, right? I need for you to talk to all the white people that's over here that feels as though it's foul play. Talk to the white people that feels as though the friends may know something, but is just not saying it. Talk to the white people that are saying if the roles were reversed, if it was black people and if it was a white boy that went out there, those black boys would have been arrested. Please talk to the white people. Let me see your perspective at talking to the white people.
Y'all got to get out that perspective. That's the same perspective that's going on in the WNBA right now, where you got certain people fighting for certain things, and it's white people that's on the side of that. So just because a white person is saying, "Oh yeah, I think some white people did it," don't mean it's valid because some white people said it. So that's what I'm saying. That's the mindset of it's almost high schoolish. Like,
Okay?
okay, yeah, okay, like the popular people is right. Nah, this is not high school. This is
All
about
right.
fact.
Snickers. Snickers says foul play, period. Irish person here. Here's an Irish person that says foul play, period. Talk to
Foul play,
Snickers.
period. But off what facts other than conspiracy? So whenever they did the autopsy, the second autopsy, but they didn't see foul play. They didn't say, he had a gun wound, or he got shot, or looked like on his foot was bruised, or some type of. They didn't say no type of foul play. Now they said that okay, well we ain't seen the throat and the lungs, so we can't just put that out. But I'm pretty sure that they seen a report from the first autopsy.
They're missing the throat. So the second autopsy got to rule it undetermined because they didn't send the throat.
But they still sent the recordings of what they found about the throat. They just did not send the throat and not send the lungs, and then send them nothing about the throat and the young and the
How do
lung.
how do you know they seen the recordings?
I mean, I don't know exactly, but I'm pretty sure that's the protocol. Like, why would they even accept a body if they don't know uh, exactly what happened to the pieces that's gone? Like, why would you even accept it? I mean, I'm pretty sure that's protocol.
So now it's well, they shouldn't have even accepted the body without all the organs. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that they got the body, and the body came with a report of what the first autopsy is saying about the lungs and the throat.
Did it
They
though? Did
now
it?
they probably just ain't got the lungs and the throat, but I'm pretty sure they read something about it.
Did they send it? Did they send a report from what the first medical examiner did? Did they see the report?
Well, it
Did they
looks like
send a
that.
report?
It looks like that they working together from the news conference yesterday. They said that they had came to an agreement about the cell phone. So I'm pretty sure they came to an agreement about the autopsy and all that other stuff also.
Notice what you just said. They said they came to an agreement about the cell phone. They didn't say they came to an agreement about the autopsy report. Let's stay right there.
But they gave the body for them to do the independent research or the independent autopsy. So they had to have some type of communication right there.
Vino. Vino. Come on, Vino.
I'm saying, man, I'm saying this type of stuff to me is bad for the black community. It's putting bad batteries in our back. This is bad work for us. So now we gotta flip and we gotta make up excuses for what we're trying to make sense. And even we don't like the situation that the young black man is gone. Ain't nobody feeling none of that. But we got to keep it one. I mean, I would think that we want to keep it 100 about the situation, so that future instances, black people just don't be. Well, we have been blamed like that, but it didn't kind of lighten up, and I can kind of see why black people like, yeah, they used to blame us like that, blame them like that, and get them up out of there. But this is
What do
the
you
year 2026.
what
We
do you
moving forward.
what do you think we should do as black people? What do you think we should do to make things better?
About for this situation, over you just talking about
Yeah.
America.
Let's stay with Nolan Wells' case. As black people, what should we do? And you can include Ben Crump as well. What should we do?
We should be. I feel like we should be pressing the people that, or that's reported that seeing him last. You know what I'm saying? We got black people coming out saying that they seen Nolan at 6 o'clock with a white dude and another dude. But ain't nobody doing reports on that. Ain't nobody breaking that down. Ain't nobody breaking down the white girl. We should be breaking down that stuff. Like, that's what I'm saying. We got a brother. Shout out to Brandon Tatum for to be able to go into that white community and go get that information from the white people. That was a
Stay right
black
there.
man that went to go do that.
Stay right
So he
there.
so we got
If
more information. We just need to just keep adding up all the information.
stay right there. Can you break down that girl Katie? You got what she said. Can you break it down for us? Because
I'm
maybe we
breaking,
missing something. Break it down
breaking.
for us, that girl Katie.
They booed. So every time his partners in them is seeing him and Katie booed up. The reporters, they hugged up every time. They hugged up. So it's a situation, to me, it's one of those situations. All right, you meet a female or something out, and y'all kind of, y'all getting a little touchy, but y'all kind of showing y'all like each other. I'm trying to figure out. She have to fully explain to the black community when did that lovey-dovey old thing stop? Because everybody saying y'all caked up with each other, and then on top of that, the reports say, or the reports say that, yeah, they told him to get on the bus, and he was right there with Katie. I mean, when I get on the bus, but get on the boat, he right there with Katie. Katie is telling the family that he told her that he was getting back on the boat. So she didn't see him get back on the boat, but she told the family that he told her that he getting back on the boat. But the white boys got text messages from her saying that, yeah, she heard them trying to get Nolan on the boat, but he didn't get on the boat. But ain't nobody pointing none of that out. Ain't nobody pressing Katie. Ain't nobody oppressed Katie. Ain't nobody did nothing like that. It's just, okay. Now, one thing that I did see kind of funny with Warren and them was that, as soon, because he say that, yeah, they got back to, I guess they got back with the boat around 6:37 something. They took a little nap. They got something to eat. And they had went to his girlfriend's house for the late night. and the fireworks or whatever. But he said that, well, he didn't say, but the black dude said that he ended up calling him about 9:45, but he didn't pick up the phone, checking on Nolan. He called the mom, and the mom said he called at 11:07. And I thought what was interesting about that is that he just automatically went to death. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, something like super bad has probably happened to Nolan. Like, dang, hold on, why you already thinking something super bad done happened? But then I'm saying, well, if he did do it, if he had something to do with it, do you think that his lawyer and his families would have him doing interviews? Stuff like that really don't happen. So it's like, yeah, it looked kind of funny as far as people kind of moving funny. But then, to me, the white boys, they done let people come in their house 15 deep, punk them, push them around the house, do everything. They ain't white boy. Well, I would think that a white boy that's got done killing a nigga, he ain't finna let no other niggas come to his house and do him. He gonna kill them too if he a killer. If
Use
he
the
really
ninja.
like that.
Say ninja. Use ninja.
Okay,
Ninja.
okay, my bad.
You good?
So, but I would think that okay, if they doing it like that, then they definitely not finna let no black people come into their house and punk them and doing everything, telling them what to do. So that's telling me right there that they weak. You know what I'm saying? That they ain't really like that.
Well, this is a known fact. This is a known fact. YT racist men, they look for black males that won't give them a fight back. They look for easy targets. They look for easy marks.
See,
Com-
and I feel that right there.
hold tight, Vino. Hold tight. Compared to some black men, some black males that's with it and they ready to rumble. YT racist men, they ain't gonna fight them. So when they came 10, 15 deep, they was with it. Jackson them knew. Number one, they was outnumbered. Number two, they ain't dealing with no weenies. They ain't dealing with no soft black men. They dealing with some men that's get ready to rumble. So that's what that was about. Give me 1 second. I gotta grab this super chat, y'all. Appreciate
All
the
right.
super chat. V know why he called Javon at 9:45 when he seen the mother calling her phone. That he had since 8 p.m. But he called Javon, then called the mom at 11:07. Thank you, too cool. Answer that, Vino.
Hold on, what was the question? My bad. What was the question?
Can you see my screen? Can you see
He
the
said,
screen?
okay, he called Javon at 9:45 when he seen the mother calling her phone. That he said, hold on, he said that the mother was calling whose phone?
The mother was calling um Nolan's phone.
But Nolan's phone was with Wyatt. Nolan's phone was with Wyatt and Wyatt's truck.
But
But
remember,
as far as they
go ahead.
saying, yeah, we got the phone. As far as like, yeah, like it ain't with nobody else. It's with us, but not like in my hand right now, particularly. But you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we can get the phone for you.
All right, I dropped the link. Come on up. Come on. Who was that wanted to come up? Come on up, Doreen. What about the Seagtoe call? Talk about that.
Man, that's a reach to me because we can't really stamp it. We really can't understand what those words are saying. Like we really don't know what those like we really just fishing with that. But we gotta second guess that because it's a black person that said that they seen Nolan on the island around 6 o'clock. A black person said this, but it's not coming out the reporting. You know what I'm saying? I got that from Nolan Wells' barber. You know what I'm saying? The dude that had did the interview with with Don Lemon, and he kind of, Don Lemon kind of rubbed him wrong because it's certain narratives that's being pushed, and they like, hold on, nah, we got to really look at this. Like, nah, just don't do it like that. And he got a little pushback from his own community for basically doing the same thing I'm doing. But he was a guy that you know what I'm saying, that know the Wells family. He used to cut his hair, and he came with the evidence, not the evidence, but he came with the information that he had got from a black person that, yeah, he had seen Nolan Wells around six something with a girl and a boy on the island. So that call is you know what I'm saying? And then you got the video that's showing that as far as the people on those boats. But then they're saying, well, that video but they threw him off the boat by then. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we keep on reaching, reaching, reaching. Once one thing get debunked, now we saying some more crazy stuff, and it got the black community looking crazy right now. And I understand why we're doing it. Like, yeah, we want to help out the family. We don't want to see them grieving and kind of going through nothing like that. But then when we getting half truths, when we got Ben Crump saying that, yeah, the sheriff said that it was it was no foul play and that's it. Nah, he's still doing investigation.
So Ben Crump was wrong for saying that the sheriff said it's no foul play. He was wrong for saying that.
Yes, he was wrong for saying it because he didn't come with the full truth. He didn't say that the sheriff is still doing the full investigation. The sheriff working with the feds and everything. They're painting a picture to say, well, Mississippi history, we really can't trust these white people. And so I guess that's the new play for black people, the money grab play, the GoFundMe play. If your kid get killed or die around white people in the facility, we're going to push this narrative. Not that we're going to put out the facts and really try to figure out what happened to the person. We're going to push this narrative so that we can get this GoFundMe going because it's a black and white problem in America.
Is it? Do you believe it's a black and white problem in America?
It's going to always be a black and white problem in America. We've been fighting white people since the first day. That ain't going to change. But I'm saying, though, we done got a whole bunch of progress up to the point to where we at right now and today to where, it's a lot of good black and white relationships. It ain't like the 60s. It ain't like the 1800s. But yeah, we still have problems, but I don't think that the number of white people that be just tripping with black people like they used to, those numbers are small. Yeah, you still got your little pockets of white people that don't like black people and be doing little goofy stuff. But majority, it's like when I'm looking at, okay, yeah, they talking about Mississippi racist, Mississippi this, but why would some white kids sit down with a black man and they accused of murder? Who do that? So the times definitely changed. But I just ain't gonna say, this white people cool. They ain't gonna do nothing. No, I ain't saying that. I know what time it is out here, but I'm saying though, the relationship that done got better, and we working on the relationship too. It's a lot of black women that be speaking up for white people. A lot of black women. It's a lot of black women that what I'm saying, but they will let but they will let white kids in their house. They not gonna treat the white kids different.
Hold tight. Hold tight, V Note. I gotta address the super chats. Appreciate y'all super chats, and I wish I could get to everybody's comment. But if you need a comment or question, just put it in the super chat, y'all, please. Drea, appreciate this. Drea says, V Note, if this was your child, would you have the same energy? Answer that first. You still there, V Note?
Yeah, my bad. If this is my child, I'll be talking to everybody. especially the last people. Yeah, I'm putting the last. We targeting on the last people for sure. We hollering at everybody.
Stay right there. Appreciate the question. Stay right there. That's what Nolan mom's done. She focused on the last people that was with him. She put the picture out there. Easy to defend the situation when it's not. Hold up, yo. Easy to defend the situation when it's not at your doorstep, sir. Just stop. Here comes, appreciate this too cool. V note, that is not true. A GoFundMe can be used for individuals that don't have the proper funds to do certain things and to fight corruption will cost. Because to fight corruption will cost. It costs money to fight this. Ben Crump got attorneys, white attorneys.
But what's the corruption if it really just come out the that the parents don't want to accept that he drowned? They want to. But that'd be kind of hard to accept. Your first child, he big and healthy. He's an all American. He I'm not going to accept that. Yeah, he just drowned off the rip, and you ain't giving me nothing else. Yeah, that'd be kind of hard to just accept off the rip. I can see the family being like, "Nah, hold on. I know my son he ain't that goofy." You know
Appreciate
what I'm
this
saying?
super Appreciate this super chat. Too cool. Shank, let's collaborate. Please get at me. Hit me up on Instagram or Facebook or even TikTok. Too cool. I'm Shank Rock on all social media platforms. I would love to collaborate with you. Too cool. Hit me up. Okay, come on back, NV Note.
Uh, so just like I said, yeah, if that was my kid, then yeah, I would want some help, but I wouldn't. It's like I say, it's some things that I didn't like about the situation as far as them coming out within their first press conference and kind of framing it the way that they framed it. And then on top of that, too, like you got Al Sharpton saying the eulogy at the funeral. Like, that's supposed to be like, that's kind of like, I don't know what's going on right there. I don't know if it's a money play. I don't know if it's a movie script going on for Tyler Perry, you know what I'm saying? But it could be something like, okay, we're going to put this movie together and we're going to put some money in y'all pocket.
V
That
Note.
could be the play.
V Note. I got the slide in V Note. Come on now, V Note. Appreciate the super chat, Mouthpiece. Mouthpiece says salute, Shank Rock. You know I got to come get you, V Note. Hold up. See, I tried, y'all. I tried. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Let me get my thoughts together. Appreciate this, Mouthpiece. Salute, Shank Rock and Rock Squad. Sorry, but Vino is being naive, and he's too old for that. Come on, Vino, man. Stop. Hey, Vino, stop it, man. Come on. Now you're going to drag Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry running the play because he want the rights because he want to make a movie or a film. Come on back in, Vino. I'm gonna give you your time to speak. Come
And
on,
this
Vino.
is and this is what I'm talking about: the corroded battery, the bad dope that being
Oh my
crump,
goodness! Stop!
the bad
Stop!
dope that being crumped and cooked up and gave to us to where
Stop! Come
we
on!
can't we can't put that up and come back to it and be like, okay, I'm fit to get that off. No, it done shrunk, it done crumpled down. It's almost gone now because of what he came out at first and said. Well, it's Nolan Wells on the boat. He's arguing, talking about give me my effing phone back. Then he's saying, well, there was only three white boys and there was a black kid and they left him on the island by himself.
Hey, appreciate this super chat, Dre. Dre says, easy to say when the reality is yours, Vino. Hey, Vino, I'm trying to keep my chat. I'm gonna have to read these comments from
Oh
my
yeah, do
chat.
your thing, do your thing, do your thing. I'm chilling.
My chat is on you, Vino. Come on now, Vino, man. Come on. Now Vino talking about cooking up some dope.
No, I'm just saying, I'm just looking at the analogy like, what they gave us in the beginning, we can't go back out and sell that. We can't go back out and say, yeah, it was only three white boys and they left them on the island. We find out it's thousands of people out there. You know what I'm saying? Like when we first get the tour, it's like, damn, they just left them on the island. Three white boys? Hold on. And they took a cell phone and keys? And hold on. This ain't sounding right here. Hold on. That's the battery in our back. That's the battery in our back that got people calling them with death threats. Now black people locked up for that because they got the battery in their back. They trust Ben Crump. They trust Al Sharpton to come through with the information. Okay, they coming through with the pack. They gonna have us good. We get the pack. We try to put up the pack. Okay, I'm gonna put this up because I got this other stuff. I'm gonna come back to it. It's gone. Like, dang, where it go? Ah man, it ain't it. But they still want us to deal. But they still want us to listen to them. They still want us to come through and come by. They still want us to like, come on. We got to keep it real in the black community. That yeah, we understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to help. You're trying to put some money in our pocket. Woo, woo, woo. But man, this ain't good for us. This ain't gonna get us there. Matter of fact, this putting us more behind because now, like I said, yeah, we always gonna be tripping with white people because that's just what it is over here in America. But now it's a target more on our back now. You know what I'm saying? And the example is with the mother. Now they trying to get her fired from her job and doing all this little stuff because of the play of being Crump coming through with we really can't trust white people. Woo, 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 woo. But these people live in a white community. But she work in a at a hospital where it's mostly white women and white people there.
I'm trying to hold them back, Vino, but I gotta take the super chats. Mouth Deuce, Mouth Deuce, I appreciate the super chat. Mouth Deuce says, "How much can I send to get Vino off the panel because he's putting words in people's mouth?" I'm trying, Vino. I'm trying, man. I'm
Got
trying.
it. Hey man, this bounties on YouTube, man. Go and get your money, man. You kick me off, man. It's all good. Go and get your money, man. It's bounties, man. So you want me off, man.
Nah,
You
stay
know,
up here. Stay up
that's what
here.
it is. Nah, go
Cause
on and get your bread because that's a thing on YouTube. You can go and sit me down,
now,
10, 20 minutes, you know what I'm saying?
let me just say this. Super chat. Lord have mercy, y'all. I appreciate this Capricorn Chrome. Capricorn says Vino is choosing to be ignorant to racism in 2026. This is not a Ben Crump issue, and Nolan is not the only case, Vino. Go tap dance at Tatum's. Drea says, appreciate this. Drea says, Vino, it's white America, and you can see the 3Ks. So basically, I did do this demonstration for Vino and others to be able to voice their opinion about Nolan's mom as well as the case. So this is one demonstration for you, Vino. Now, let's talk about Miss Christine.
Okay.
What's your beef with Miss Christine?
I don't like how she letting Ben Crump and Al Sharpton uh, lead with lead
Vino,
with half truths.
Vino, can we just leave Ben Crump alone? Let's just put Ben Crump. Let's send Ben Crump on vacation. Lord have mercy. But come on, appreciate this. Too Cool says Vino. Vino, what type of neighborhood do you live in? Go ahead, Vino. I'm gonna drop down. Go ahead, Vino.
I'm from a black community, man. I'm black, man. I deal with black people, man, every day, man. I mean, come on, man. I'm just looking at it from an American point of view. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it yeah, man, I understand people, gripe with white people. Like as soon as we're trying to get them in crosshairs, we're gonna try to get them up out of there. But let's try to be factual with it, you know, because we can be we have been a victim of it, and I can see that's why people doing a lot of pushback. Yeah, we have been a victim of them just blaming us for crimes that we ain't really do. And this is kind of one of those situations. I don't know if they, what it is, but just like with the hate on Brandon Tatum. You know what I'm saying? The hate on Brandon Tatum for going to go sit down with the white boys, because if Brandon Tatum didn't go sit down with the white boys, we'll still just be listening to Ben Crump and Al Sharpton coming with half truths. So then we got a black man that go in the so-called lion's den because it seems like black people scared of white people now. In the year 2026, black people around here acting like they scared of white people. It ain't no group of white boys riding around in the street or doing nothing to no niggas in the street. I mean, nothing to no black people in the streets. That was a long time ago. Tell me what, other than the police, yeah, the police be riding around doing the goofy stuff, but tell me what white people is terrorizing black people in the year 2026 like this a citizen that ain't law enforcement. And then when they do terrorize, they terrorizing, you know what I'm saying, the gay black people. They catching them by themselves or, doing some more little stuff like that to like the gay people and stuff like that. They ain't
Oh,
just running up on, yeah, you had your Bachud the Builder, but he was scary.
let me slide in, Vito. I appreciate this super chat, Roger. Shank, I promise to behave myself. Let me up for 2 minutes. I will get off. Come on up, brother Rogers. Let me grab this other bear with me, everybody. Come on up, Roger. Dre, appreciate this. Dre says she's trying to get justice for her child by any means necessary. Are you cool? You can't see her wrongs because you're not in her situation. That's her child. Talk to
And
me,
I'm
Gigi. Let me let Gigi slide in. Talk to me, Gigi.
Hey Shank, hey Vino. Listen, my issue is this. If it's a white boy that this reverse the rules, if it was a white fella, it's okay. Nobody says when they get high profile lawyers, nobody wrangles them through the mud. Nobody says nothing about when they get GoFundMe's to support their situation. So like come on with all that. That's you just doing too much, bro. And I'm coming from where I lived in white America. Okay? That's where I come from. I'm a black woman that was raised in the 70s in a white community. So you're not telling me nothing. So this lady has lost her son, regardless to who was out there. Okay, it could have been freaking rhinoceroses out there. Okay, the fact is she want to know what happened to her son, and that's it. All this extra stuff y'all adding to it is unnecessary. Folks like you is adding the camaraderie to the situation. Okay, that's unnecessary. The lady, he was out there partying and doing whatever with these group of people. Period. Don't matter what color they was, and she want to know what happened to her son, and
right.
that's it. She
So do
got
you think that? So do you think like a person like Brandon Tatum is helping her out, or is
no.
he against her?
No, he's not helping the situation. He's not. You know why? Because any lawyer, if them boys gonna lawyer up, and I'm speaking on their side now, any good lawyer is gonna tell them not to do what they're doing. Okay? Period. To protect them and their rights. Okay? I'ma speak facts up here. All right, white, black don't matter to me. Okay? Folks that's in my family, my direct family. So yeah. Now next question.
Okay, so when you got the people that supposedly that's helping her out, but it's giving half truth to the black community to where we ain't really getting the truth about the situation and the facts. But then you say that uh, a black man that reach out to the people that's being blamed for Nolan Wells and he let them speak on this platform and they able to hear what they said and the family able to dissect that. That's not good for the situation.
No, because he's not a professional. He's on YouTube, okay?
So
He's
a black man has to be a professional for him to be credited. He just can't be just doing. He just can't just be doing the work.
sir, be respectful. You asked the question. Now let me
Okay, my
speak.
bad.
Let's not come up. Okay. So no, he's not. Now, if he was a real official investigator in the case, I would say yes. But he's not, okay? He's an ex police officer, okay? On YouTube. This is not going to do nothing but hurt a situation in the court of law, okay? Because
But
he's
how?
up. No,
But
hold
but
it. Up
what's the
at-
difference between Ben Crump going to go sit down with a white boy and talking about the situation, or going to go sit down with CNN?
Because Ben Crump is the lawyer. Ben
But
Crump
I'm talking
actually
about
Let,
the platform that he's sitting down on.
he
let
can
me slide in for. Let me
the
just
lawyer.
slide in, y'all. Let me just slide in for 1 second. I'm gonna come back to y'all. Just give me 1 second. Appreciate this super chat, Mouth Deuce. Ask this dude what he does for a living, where he live at. Lastly, ask him how is he going to say we're scared of white people. After you answer those questions, let Rogers come in. Rogers, you come in after he answer those questions. And Gigi, I promise I'm gonna come right back to you. Answer those questions, may you, Vino, if you
Yeah,
will.
I'm in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? So, and I work with insurance.
All right. So let Rogers slide in, and then right after Rogers, Drea, you come in. Slide in, Rogers.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Vino. I appreciate your opinions and your logical way of thinking to you. I just have one question in brief, and then I will expound. I just want to know, how do you feel, if you have knowledge of this, about Dr. Martin Luther King? I'm gonna go back uh, in history, and then we'll come back to the Nolan Wells case. What are your views? Give me something that you can tell me that you know about Dr. Martin Luther King, and what do you think about him?
Dr. Martin Luther King said we supposed to be judging people by their character and not their skin. This was back in the 1950s. And you saying that in 2026 we doing the opposite and we applauding it?
I'm just asking, how do you feel about Dr. Martin Luther
I
King?
feel we going in the wrong direction. It's like I say, this is bad for the black community. If Dr. King was pushing that we going off the content of the character, not the skin or
The
the color of their
content.
skin. So
Hmm.
so 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 that means that we're not gonna prejudge. We're gonna understand what's really going on instead of just saying, well, it was three white boys with them. They got it. They guilty because of the history.
Well, were you done? I'm sorry, I don't want to cut
I
you
yeah,
off.
I'm done.
Okay. So, according to history and what has happened to our ancestors and so forth and so on, freedom came. We're free to a degree. Um, Dr. Martin Luther King paved the way for all of us. And so when we take a situation in a case like Nolan Wells, who is going to fight for us? I can't get into the mindset or a conversation or a great debate about Ben Crump getting money and Al Sharpton preaching a sermon. Those people are set in place to fight for us, because who will? Next point is that just because I got some white friends that are take the shirt off their back for me to help me does not mean the next white person will. And I'm not saying that to say that, oh, I'm a racist or it's a race thing. It's just there's different strokes for different folks. So according to this case, they have to have someone in place to fight for them. We're losing focus when we talk about, oh, they're raising money to do this and do that. We're losing focus then, because nobody's going to work for free. You're not going to go into whatever you're doing and work for free. When you get done at the end of the week, you're going to want your check, because your house has to run with the gas, the lights, and you need money to pay those bills. So it's Ben Crump is the head of whatever organization he has, and he has to pay
People.
his offspring. Let me say that. I'm going to use that word. Nobody's going to work for free. So those people are in place to fight for us. Ben Crump don't just have a whole black team to work for him. I mean, I've seen different colors and creeds. So, again, I'll say this again. I appreciate your way of thinking, but let's think inside the box and outside the box. I hear some people say, "Well, I think outside the box." I look outside the box and inside the box too. Look at the whole picture and analyze the situation as to what's going on here. From the jump of this case, there was something wrong, and let's just say and look at it like this: if Ben Crump and Al Sharpton had not stepped in and Tyler Perry had not stepped in, what kind of answers would we have? What kind of evidence would be popping up online? Who will fight for us? Last but not least, is our only question: what happened to Nolan Wells? I'm done.
So Ben Crump definitely not fighting for us because he ain't gave us no evidence. He
Hold
ain't
up,
gave us.
Vino, hold up. Hold up. I gotta get Drea in. And then when Drea finished, then everybody, Vino, Gigi, Rogers, then y'all can come back. But I gotta get Drea in. Come on in, Drea.
Salute, Shank. Salute, panel. Okay, I've been listening to this, and first of all, let me give you all a little bit of background about myself. I have a very very mixed family. Most of my uncles have married white women and have children with them. I have a very mixed family. I love my family. Okay, my nieces and nephews are all mixed, half white. Okay, so let me just start there. It's not about the dislike of white people. It's about the system we live in. The system we live in is not structured for our people. There's nothing about America that benefits a black person or a person of color for that matter. Nothing. Nothing at all. So when you look at this case and you look at this black boy that went with all his white friends, which I had a bunch of white friends too. Me and my sister were the only two black people in our whole entire high school. You know how many times I heard the N word? You know how many times I got put in sticky situations? A lot. But at the end of the day, I got my diploma. I did what I had to do. But I understand when you live around all these white people, how you have to kind of just be friends with them. Doesn't mean they're friends with you. Doesn't mean they have your best interests at heart. Doesn't mean when something bad happens, they're not going to point the finger at the black person. And guess who's going to go down? That black person. How do I know? Because I've lived it. Okay, so when you have this black boy out here on this boat, miles away from land, from home, on an island, and nobody seems to know what happens to him. You have this person over here. Oh, that could have been him. That could have been him. There might have been 3 or 4 black people that looked like Nolan Wells. How many times have you heard people say all black people look the same? Now let's keep that 100. Okay, so right here with this situation, we're looking at it as, oh, Ben Crump's not giving us the full truth. Ben Crump's not getting the full truth. None of us are. Because it's a cover up. They're covering for their own people like they always do. The one problem we have as a black community is we don't stick together. And this right here is a prime example of how we don't stick together. Whether we're right or wrong, we don't stick together. And whether they're right or wrong, guess what they do? They do. We're
Amen.
the only race that
So
don't do
so
that.
so we supposed to act like white people?
No, we're supposed to act like we love each other. We're supposed to act like we love each other. It's not about a color. It's about how we're supposed to stick together. If they can stick together, why can't we? We got to
That's
go
right.
against each other because they stick together. We got to go against each other. No, no.
I'm
We need to
saying
see
that I
all
would
sides
think
of the
that we're going to
situation, sir.
move within the truth instead of moving with lies just because a
Okay,
black person said it.
okay, but listen. You said move within the truth, right? So you're
What?
telling me that these white people are telling the truth about this boy and
I mean,
about the situation?
I'm saying they.
When you heard the distress call, you heard the call. You heard the background of the call. That call is very real. That call is very real. So you're telling me they're telling the truth? All their stories have changed at least 3 times. At
Sure
least
have.
3 times.
What
So
changed
what are you
about their
talking about the
story?
truth?
What changed about
Where
their
they
story?
were, where they were, what time they left,
How
if he was with them or not, if he was on the boat, what boat he got on. I mean, go back and do your research on the case, sir. It's changed
Okay.
Let,
many of times. Different
let,
interviews
let me
they said different things.
So
Let me
why they
grade
not
these
locked
super
up?
chats real quick. Hold up, Vino. Hold up, Vino. Appreciate the super chat, Mouth Deuce. Mouth Deuce says the sheriff said no foul play without even an investigation, but Vino has nothing to say about that. The investigation is racist, not necessarily the boys. Facts. I appreciate this, bro. Appreciate that super chat, Demon Time. Appreciate that. All right, y'all, come on back in. Come on.
I
So
just
what
want to
I'm
say,
saying is, I was gonna say this now, and I'll be quiet. So what I'm saying, Vino, is I understand where you're coming from. You're trying to play devil's advocate. You're trying to see both sides. I get that. I get that. But what you have to understand is it's bigger than that. These are people that are the parent for one. The stepmom's is a judge. One of the dads own a pharmacy. The other dad, I think, is a doctor. I mean, they're politically high people. They have clout in that area. So of course they're going to cover it up. How many shows have you seen where they do this kind of stuff for real? They show you that stuff in movies and in TV shows for a reason because it really happens. So don't be naive to the situation, sir. Don't do that because at the
No,
end
it
of the
don't.
day, you might really need your people, and doing something like this and saying stuff like this might have them turn their back on you, and you don't want that. You don't want that.
They not really my people's. They it's like I say,
Oh, okay.
it's coming down to high school behavior. It's coming
It's
down
not
to
though.
popularity.
It's not
That's what
though.
it's coming down to. That's
It's
high
coming down to
school.
survival at this point. Because if it was your son, if it was your child, you wouldn't feel the same way. You wouldn't have the same energy if that was your baby. If that was your
Things don't
baby,
get
you
real
wouldn't
till you
have
hit
that same
home.
energy.
Yeah, till it's not an issue until it's an issue for you, and that's how America moves.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. So because my child died, that means that I gotta blame everybody for his death, and everybody should agree with me because I'm grieving.
No, sir.
There's not a blame.
Well, see,
They're just trying
that's
to figure out what happened. They're trying to figure out what happened. They're trying to figure out the consistencies and inconsistencies. They're not blaming anybody. They're trying to figure out what happened to their child.
They
That's it.
definitely
That's
blamed
all.
him because they said that he went out here with these 3 kids.
He did. He
No, he
did.
went out there
You
with a
see
lot
the
of
you see the
people.
video. You see the video of him
And
getting on the boat, but you don't see
he
the
was
video of him
booed.
getting off the boat. What you
He was
talking about?
booed. He was booed up with a girl that ain't nobody talking about.
He went
That's,
with those boys, whether he was booed up with a girl or not, and that's the story they're selling you. When he left with them. Period.
okay,
Point
so
blank.
he
Let
and they telling everybody that he said he was gonna stay back with this girl.
And that's
And
what they're
you
telling
got
him. Wouldn't you tell him the same thing if you was in the same
eyewitnesses.
situation?
You got
that.
eyewitnesses that's black that's saying that they seen Nolan well at 6 something.
And where they at? Where they at? What interviews are they doing? Where they at?
They didn't do no
Let
Where
Let
interview.
they,
me
They
let
got
me
told somebody because of the
what?
scrutiny that black people
let
is
Oh
doing
no,
right
see,
now.
so
Black people is
you can't
being
hide
real
behind that.
let
Because if
goofy.
you gonna
let
tell
let
it all in your
Rogers
face.
No,
let me.
because people don't want to say nothing
let
because of what black people doing right now.
I want to ask a question.
hold up for 1 second. I gotta
So,
let Rogers and Gigi slide in. Appreciate this super chat. Too cool. V note. How many best friends do you have? So why is it that Nolan magically has 26 best friends? You answer that after Rogers and Gigi come in. V note. Come on, Rogers, and then Gigi.
mhm. Okay. So, Vino, again, I appreciate you. I'm gonna come at you like this. Let me ask you a question. I heard you say numerous times, well, they said this and they said that, uh, referring to the young white T boys. So, if they said this and they said that, does that make it true? Do you firmly believe because they said it this way and they said it that way? Does that make it true to you because of what they said?
No, but we got something to work with. We got something to work with.
Expound.
Okay, so we can kind of add up what they saying, and kind of compare it to other stories. Matter of fact, we only getting the stories from Tatum.
so
Well,
But
I
then, if the
a lot.
family, or the family being represented by Ben Crump and them, I would think that they will be putting out stuff to the world because they
They
involve the world into this argument. They would be
they
putting out
they
stuff to the world to
they
be able to add to that argument.
they are Ben Crump and his team are giving us what they got.
They gave
They
us
can
they
only
gave us a
they can
nothing burger with the autopsy.
because they have been given a nothing version of the autopsy. How can they give you what they don't have? If I'm the gas company and your gas get cut off and I step to your house and you ain't got a dime and I say, man, I'm finna cut your gas off. I need $130 and you ain't got it. How can what would you say to me? I need that 130 right now because my boss is crawling up my leg and I need to cut this gas off because we can't allow you to let that meter not go over 1 iota. What are you going to say to me?
I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
tell
exactly.
you that I'm gonna compare the situation and let you know that you will be able to make more money dealing with me. Just the situation right now ain't good, but I can be able to point out on how you gonna be able to make some more money with me.
That's not the point that I'm making. I'm not there to make money. I'm on my job. I'm making money. I make a ton of money. I'm making a ton of money. So your offer is not valid with me. Next, answer the
Nah, it,
question.
it gotta be valid because you want money to be able to keep my situation going. So I'm
So
telling you
so
that.
so you saying that you'll offer me what you ain't got, and I'm a risk losing my job to leave your gas running, and I can get fired. That right there doesn't make sense. So what I'm saying to you is this: you can only give me what you got.
that's right.
If you
Nothing.
only got $30 and your bill is 130, your bill is 130. You only got $30 in your pocket, and you say, "Well, I get paid next week Wednesday. Let me give you this 30 right now. If you leave my gas on, I'll bring you the $100." I then might say, "Okay, so I said that in reference to this. Ben Crump and his team are giving us what
What
they
they
are getting, what they got, and as they get it, they give it to us, just as you would with that 30 and that 100. That let's put that together. If you can see it, let me know."
So that's what I'm saying. That Ben Crump, or what you trying to say, what Ben Crump is giving us is fake.
As he gathering, as he getting
I'm
what
saying
he's gathering, he's
he got more information than anybody. But
how
he
do
is
we know
fake.
that?
But he is, because they saying they talked to Katie, they saying they talked to this person, they done talk to people, they done talk to the police, they got 4 or 5 lawyers, so they know
uh,
something. They spent all that
now
money.
what you said does make a little sense because I had a thought. Let me say this comment, and I'm gonna let Ben Crump team may have more than what they're giving, just a little bit. But have you ever heard the saying, "Never let the right hand know, never let the left hand know what the right hand is doing," because there's
Let's
certain
go.
information that is valuable. It would be, let's say, the last punchline or the kill shot, if that makes sense. If that registers, let me know, because
Definitely.
I'm surely not going to say, for instance, let's go back to the gas bill. You got $50 in your pocket, but you only want to give me 30. So you're not going to tell me that you got $50 because you need that 20 to put some gas in your car. You go put $5 on a bag of weed if you smoke or whatever you're going to do. Get you a sandwich at work during lunchtime. So you're going to hold that $20 back and you're going to give me the 30. You're not going to let the left hand know what the right hand is doing
Right.
because, that $20, you know what I'm saying? That's your lifeline. That's your last resort. If you have to resort to what you got,
Well, I would think with this being the lifeline with Nolan Well did, that they gonna put it all on the table. They present it to the world. This is what we got. We need to find out what's going. This is all I got.
You got to be smarter than that.
Stay right there, y'all. And after I read these super chats, I gotta let Gigi slide in. Let me get to these super chats. V Note, once again, how many best friends do you have? So why is it that Nolan magically has 26 best friends? V Note, come again. I appreciate this. V Note says, V Note, where I mean, too cool. V Note, where is one pic with Nolan and the girl? Then I got another one from Too Cool. Show one pic with Nolan standing on the island, at the island, on the boat with a clear pic of his face. Where is the proof that Nolan was there? Show me. I got this one last one. Appreciate the super chat, Tammy. He's still missing the point. Questioning your motives right now. Come on in, Gigi.
all I like to say, Vino, is you know I don't think that these gentlemen going on race baitum tatum is the actual move to make, because one day they all gonna end up in the courtroom probably. Okay, and going on YouTube. If your lawyer's sitting there, then guess what? I don't care how much you paying for them lawyers. You need to get a new lawyer. Doing what they're doing is just adding confusion to the situation. I'm just saying. And you getting up here trying to race bait the whole situation, that's not helpful. That's not helpful at all. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really freaking matter what color the people were. The boy is gone and we don't know how and why. And that's the bottom line. The lady wants to know how her son died and why and who was responsible for it. And that's it. That's it. As a mom, that's what I want to know. I wouldn't give a hoot nanny about all the rest of that stuff. I want to know what happened to my child, bro. I want to know, okay? And I'll get whatever high profile lawyer that's going to fight for me to help me find out what happened to my children, my child. Do you have children? Do you? Because a parent is going, all parents should feel the way that I feel and that lady feel. Like, we want answers.
You got to keep it real with yourself, also.
I am.
You got to
I
keep it real with yourself, also. So you just don't. Yeah, just because you think you know everything, you don't know everything. So
no.
when the,
Who said
so
I know
so when the
everything?
people do come, so when the people do come with information and saying like, well, from my expertise, it don't look like it was no foul play. We
If
not
they
saying anything. Yeah, we still gonna do an investigation, but it looked like that he drowned.
Well, if they say that, if the professional people say that, not nobody on YouTube, because that's what matters, the professionals. No one on YouTube is going to solve this case. That's just period, because they're not the professionals. Now, can they come up with evidence and information? Sure can, but they are not the detectives. Mr. Tatum is not a detective in this case. So he's just adding messiness to the situation by doing what he's doing and trying to chase a dollar. If you want to say somebody chasing a dollar, he's the one. Benjamin Crump is paid. He got to be paid for his work. He's a high profile lawyer. And if the white boys was in a reverse situation, they would get a high profile lawyer. Why is it always a situation when black folks want to get a GoFundMe to support their situation, but no one says anything about them when they do it for theirs? I'm sick of this. Okay, the lady want answers, and until then, all the rest of the stuff that man is doing over there on his podcast is all about a dollar, and he's being messy. Good day, y'all. Stay blessed, stay well, and stay hydrated. Drink your water.
Yeah. Thank you,
Yeah,
GG.
and
That's good.
that's messed up. That's messed up for the black community to champion outlets like TMZ. They'll be happy for TMZ to come through and do the report. They'll be happy for somebody else but for a black man,
Well,
he ain't got a degree. He come from the bottom with
let
it.
me
Nah, man, we
let me
can't
let me
trust him, man. Come on, man, this is ridiculous. And people talking about they black power.
let me say something real quick. We only got one question. What happened to Nolan Wells? I don't care if Ben Crump got a Bentley or a Toyota with a rust on the corner panel. It don't matter. If you a Rottweiler and a pit bull in the courtroom, let's go. That's why I'm at with it. If you got a thousand team investigators, let's go. Let's get to it. One question only. Something happened to that young man, and Miss Christine wants answers. Whatever is coming about this, you're not gonna break us. You can't break me. I like what she said with that. You can't break her. That was the most powerful statement that you could ever make, because that's what people try to do. Break you. Oh, she's a bad nurse. Murdered her son and throw dirt on the evidence. They're trying to break her, but you can't break her. So I don't care if they give Ben Crump $1 million. I put my money in there too. Let's get to the answer. One question and one question only. What happened to that young man? We're tired. We're sick and tired of being sick and tired, because history has proven itself. Look at what's going on around the world, not just in Mississippi. George Floyd,
Mm,
Breonna Scott Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery,
mm,
the hangings, the mysterious deaths that is coming about people of color. Those are somebody's children. Those are somebody's aunts and uncles and cousins and brothers and sisters to suffer and hurt because they're no longer here in the earth no more. And we want answers. We want to know what happened. I don't care who pull up in a Bentley. I don't care, as long as we can get to the answer. When we get to looking at who got what and who got the most, and this and that and other, and what they're doing, we are becoming like them.
We gotta look at the motives. We gotta look at the motives.
I'm looking at the answer that needs to come. You're not gonna derail me. What
And that's
happened to
what
Nolan Wells?
we trying to figure
That's
it
it.
out.
All
We
right then,
trying to
let's stay in
figure
that
it out.
lane. Let's stay in that lane. We're not gonna derail until my prayer warriors be ready for Sunday, because we're gonna put our warrior hats on. We're not gonna derail in this. We got one question. We got one question only. What happened to Nolan Wells? I don't know, Shank, if you did this or not, because there's a lot that I missed. But I was looking at something last night. I was up a little bit late when I shut down, and some of those photos been doctored in AI. So if you get a chance,
mhm.
blow it up, take some time and look at it. and it's a young lady, a white tea lady that has been on point with pointing stuff out. So I just wanted to throw that out there. But anyway, I'm sorry, Vino. Go ahead. You had a question or a comment?
So they said that it was reports on Nolan at the island. They said that somebody told the police that he was supposed to hop on another boat. Somebody told the police that he was supposed to go to another
You went out.
island.
Go ahead.
How
Somebody
much of
told the police that he was supposed to hop on another boat. Somebody told the police that he was supposed to that he was going to another island. Somebody told the police that he was swimming after a boat. Somebody told the police that he was traveling to the middle of the island. So it's a lot of stuff that being said that we really just ain't pondering on. We just stand on this one thing because, like I say, the three white dudes that left the black dude in the island. That's what we heard in the beginning. So that's
let
what
me
we
let
stuck
me
on. It gotta be one of these white dudes because that's what we got in the beginning. But we
yeah.
also got in the beginning that Nolan is on video saying, "Give me my phone back." That's debunked. We also got that stuff was raced off his cell phone. They ain't even brought that information out like they brought the autopsy information out. So there's a lot of things that were said that ain't true, but
Do
we
you
still
do
trying
you
to get
do
to the answer. I mean, we still
do
trying
you
to
know
find out what's going
do
on
you,
with Nolan. But if we getting information that's not true, how can we still trust that source?
let me ask you a question. Do you know what a smoking gun is?
Yeah,
Referring
definitely.
to answers and evidence and so forth like that. Do you know what a smoking gun is?
So that's what I'm saying. They giving the black community smoking guns, right?
Nope. That's not what I'm asking you. And we're gonna let's move away from the black community comment. We're on a case, and now don't get me wrong, I ain't trying to put you on a certain side, but let's we're gonna look at it this way. Let's stay away from the black community comment until we are in a black community and we're talking about that subject. What we're talking about, number one, we want an answer to what happened to Nolan Wells. We don't know what Ben Crump got. I can't sit up here and believe what the opposite side says. To me, they're already in the defense, but they're in the defense with someone who's not authorized to interrogate, which is where we should be because there is enough probable cause to do such thing, but it's not happening. So therefore, we have to know that there is a cover up. Okay, number one. Number two, a smoking gun is when that smoking gun comes out. A smoking gun is the final piece of evidence or final pieces of evidence that would prove all those young men's statements to be false, and which we can already see that coming to light. We can tell, I can tell, like, take for an example, the interview with Mr. Tatum and the young men, the three young men, and then the attorney. If you notice, pay attention. Don't just listen to what they're saying. Pay attention to body language, hand movement, uncomfortableness, and squirting around. Did you notice the hat signal? Did you notice that? Did you notice the unbroken eye contact? Pay attention to details. If you go get your car, if you got one, I'm just asking, if you go get your car, you know what a detail is. They're going to go inside and out, and they happen to leave a spot. Would you notice it or would you not notice it? We have to pay attention to the details, not only listening to what's being said, but to monitor and study and methodically study the whole picture, what's going on, what's being said, hand signs, body language, a numerous of things. You know, um, to me, you understand what's going on, but to a degree, It just seems like there's some gray areas that you don't understand, which brings you to say the things that you say. So, I'm not against you. I don't want you to see my side. I want you to see the big picture, my brother. Don't just think outside the box. Look inside the box, because this right here, what we are up against, it's far beyond just they claiming a young man drowning and them covering it up. It's a massive, massive, massive string between the perfect triangle. And what I mean by a perfect triangle, to those of us that don't know what a perfect triangle is that from government to government agencies to police departments, and it just goes around and around. That's a perfect triangle. If they can keep this in a perfect triangle, then it stays a perfect triangle.
Well said, Rogers. Vino dropped down. I don't know why. But my bad, y'all. I enjoy everybody on the panel with me. Any last words before we get out of here, Drea? I'll wait for Drea. Any last words before we get out of here, Rogers?
Yes, sir. Um, on the top, we're gonna stand firm and united and not be derailed and lose focus. The question is, and always will be until that answer comes, and it will. What happened to Nolan Wells regarding this coming Sunday? I don't know. I just want to touch on it a little bit. We're gonna put our Warriors hat on because there's a difference between a warrior and a soldier. So we're gonna put our spiritual warrior hats on. We're going to war. We're at war. A soldier fights till the fight is finished, but a warrior fights to the death. Either you're gonna kill me or I'm gonna kill you. Either way it go, that means we're not stopping. So spiritually, we're gonna go to war. Put your war hats on. Bring your prayer requests. Let's get real. It's been real. So let's step into it. We're gonna step into it with our warrior hats on. Men, women, bring a friend, bring a family member, because we're gonna touch and agree, and we're gonna take our petition. We're all gonna sign this petition and take it to heaven. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna leave it
Appreciate you,
right there.
Rogers.
Yes, sir.
Any last words, Drea?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for the live. It's unfortunate that we do have some people in our community that are really, I don't know if it's so painful that they just can't see what's really going on. But hopefully one day everybody's gonna wake up and realize that we have to stick together. Otherwise we gonna be left in situations like this. I just say justice for Nolan, justice for everybody, because at the end of the day, we are at war, and all we can do is pray and stick together and try to get down to the bottom of it, and not let things like this happen anymore. And educate your children. My nephew just went to college. He went to Arkansas. He's a beautiful mixed boy, but he's black. Okay, athletic. Remind me of Nolan. I told him before he left for college, I said, please be careful. He's like, I don't know if I'm going to join a fraternity. I said, join a black one. He's like, I don't know if there's any black ones. I looked them up for him. I said, do that. I said, do me this. If you don't listen to me about anything else, find some black friends and don't go nowhere without at least one black friend. Just do that for me. I said, because I don't want to go up to Arkansas and tear stuff up. I said, because Lord, they're doing it. And I had explained to him what's going on with Nolan. He's going to look into it more. But those are the things you got to do. You got to educate your kids, because a lot of times people are naive to what's really going on in this world, and that's by design. They want them to be naive so that they're easy targets, and that stuff has to stop. We have to educate our kids, our grandkids, our nieces and nephews. We have to let them know that this ain't no joke, and your life could be taken at any moment and covered up like it ain't nothing. And that's all I gotta say, Shane. Thank you so much. Enjoy it.
You
Bye bye.
welcome. Appreciate you, Drea. Appreciate everybody for joining the panel with me and helping out. Appreciate the super stickers, super chats, memberships. I just got a quick announcement and then we can get out of here. Appreciate your super chat, Snickers, in those interviews, those guys do not believe what they are saying. They are struggling to connect all their lives. Bad energy, pray for justice. Appreciate you. All right, so quick announcement. This Sunday, right here, August the 16th, we are having a 8-hour corporate fast, not on our watch. Protecting her is protecting us. It's going to be from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Standing in prayer and solidarity for Tasia Fortune. Brother Rogers will be leading us in prayer. Now, anyone that would like to come up and join a panel and say a prayer, that's fine. Anyone that want to come up and give a prayer, that's fine. Anyone want to come up and join us on the panel and talk about exactly what you are fasting for 8 hours? It could be food. It could be video games. It could be drinking. It could be whatever it is that you would like to fast for 8 hours. Make sure y'all join us as we fast, pray, and stand for truth, justice, and protection. Everyone is welcome. Everyone is welcome. We won't discriminate on nobody because of their religion. We won't discriminate against anyone because of their political views. We won't discriminate against anyone because of their race. All we ask is that we all be respectful. That's all we're asking, is that we be respectful. Last Sunday, we done the 12-hour corporate fast in honor of Nolan Wells, Daniel Irving, and Tyler Smith. Shout out to everyone that participated in that 12-hour fast. So this Sunday, we're having an 8-hour corporate fast. I hope to see you all there. I will leave the chat running and y'all can hang around for as long as y'all would like to. Salute everybody.